the seizure of a large quantity of contraband at the external remand facility and Golden Grove Prison in Arouca. Between 10 p.m. on Tuesday and 2:30 a.m. yesterday, officers from the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the Prison Emergency Response Unit uncovered 14 cell phones, 12 SIM cards, chargers, headsets, marijuana, loose cigarettes, and improvised weapons, among other things. The operation was coordinated by Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara, Acting Prisons Commissioner Hayden Ford, and Deputy Police Commissioner Suzette Martin. Authorities say more joint exercises are planned to keep contraband out of the nation's prisons. Those were your 6 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at the top of the hour, right here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network.
Morning Brew is brought to you by Omega XL. Live long, stay strong.
Yes, good morning Trinidad and Tobago. Good Thursday morning to you. Today, Thursday, the 6th of November. 2025, Jason Williams. Yes, I am signing on JWA Company until 7:30, from 7:30 till 8. Ian Wason with your morning shot, in-depth look at sport, and he will give some coverage. And indeed, we will still say hats off to the West Indies, even though they didn't get over the line this morning. The game just came to its conclusion a couple minutes ago. We lost, we were chasing, and we just were not able to get over the line. And it was a loss, but at the same time, we could hold our heads high. It's not sometimes the loss itself, it's how we lose, and you can sometimes lose with a sense of dignity and a fight, and that's what we saw. We didn't just lie down, we didn't just capitulate and allow New Zealand to trample us in the second game. So the series is well poised now, going into the third match. We won the first, they won the second game, and it's all to play for. I would imagine going forward. Then we get into the 50-over series and then the test. So again, to our men in maroon, we wish them the best on their tour of New Zealand, the Kiwis. Lost this morning, but nothing to feel embarrassed about at all. It was a good fight. Let's see what's happening via the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. And I saw this story in the news last evening. And truth be told, I was heartbroken. Certainly crime, especially when it comes to the home invasion, it's one that leaves trauma for a very long time. You don't want to even be in your own home. The space doesn't feel safe anymore. You could barely sleep. There is sometimes, any noise, any kind of shifting, sometimes a branch could move, you see a shadow. It's that trauma all over again. So this family will take a long time before they could really feel settled at home. And this happened from what the victim would have mentioned, mere meters, stone's throw, a matter of fact, from where the Prime Minister resides there in Philippines. So it's the Jagdio family, of course, injuries, physical damage to the property, of course, the taking of possessions and money, and they ransacked the place. Total disrespect, total. And my heart really goes out to the family. Now, I'm sure Mr. Jagdio, even though he's injured, you can see his eyes clearly bruised there. He got a gun butt to the head, burst his mouth. He still needs to give thanks, though. You're alive, Mr. Jagdio. And with life, you could always, move on. That's the family there. The entire family, you can see from big children to small children to total disrespect. And I hope the TTPS and whoever's in charge of this investigation could do their due diligence and hold those responsible, not only for this home invasion, but for all those folks who would have gone through that kind of trauma. That is one of the worst. There's one thing to get robbed out a road, on the streets, in a business establishment, but in your own home, your home is supposed to be your safe haven, your sanctuary, a place where you could unwind, you could release and relax yourself. And the man came wee hours of the morning, banging the door, break down the door, ransack the place, and the ordeal, even though he said it lasted for about 20 minutes thereabout, he said it felt like hours, and I can only imagine. So I hope there is justice for the Jagdeo family. But indeed, you know, there is still life, and I think that despite the very dark cloud is clearly the silver lining in this story. Now the PM, the Prime Minister, concedes government must work harder to make citizens feel safe. So that's some admission there, and I guess we will see some more strategy, some more of that alignment with the policy of keeping people safe and giving folks a chance to defend themselves. So this goes back, I would imagine, to the Stand Your Ground law, which he says will come up before the end of calendar 2025 in the House. So we'll see how that debate goes, and I know there would have been public consultations, and there are many looking forward to at least some layer of protection when it comes to protecting their home. Certainly, I think it's a conversation that many were asking for, and I'm willing to listen in and see what direction we go, because I think there is a wide cross-section of the population who really wants to give themselves that layer of protection, especially when it comes to their home. As mentioned, safe haven, sanctuary. You can imagine anybody who would have gone through any kind of house break-in, home invasion. I'll go back to what I said earlier. It lingers and it lasts with you for a very long time. You could barely sleep. You're waking up in the middle of the night. Any noise, you're jittery, you're jumpy. You don't even want to be in your own house. Come on, that's not cool. That's not nice. So to the Jagdeo family, we send strength this morning. And again, thank goodness yourself, Mr. Jagdeo, the wife, the children, you're all alive and okay. And you all, this too shall pass. But you all need your justice too. And you need it soon. So I hope that the officers, as mentioned, get to the bottom of that story. We're watching other developments here. Family of TNT fishermen reportedly killed in the U.S. strike. They want some answers. Now remember, earlier this week, they would have filed a missing persons report, even though they held a memorial for the victim, well, the alleged victim, with nobody. There was no physical remains of the family member. There was still indeed a memorial service held up Las Cuevas. But they filed the missing persons report so that it will, in essence, force the TTPS to launch the investigation, to ask questions, to dig a bit deeper, to get some answers for the family. So many were asking, well, how you could file a missing person for somebody who you deem dead? Well, they're going through the protocol, basically. Because remember, the government is saying, well, you know, we can't verify because, you know, we don't know, and we have no answers, because apparently the reasoning is that this took place in international waters and it's for the U.S. to release the information. Well, I guess if there's pressure on our government from the agency, which is the TTPS, so I guess now the question will have to be asked to the U.S. authorities as to, well, who was on the boat, even if they know. So this is, I mean, we are seeing some developments we've never seen before. Uncharted waters, really uncertain times. At least the temperature is cooling a little bit. The Gerald Ford, not in the southern Caribbean waters just yet. It's still sealing. It made its way from the Mediterranean about a week and a half ago, thereabout. And it's only when that aircraft carrier reach, I guess we will be able to understand what's the next play and the next movement on the chessboard. We stand by. Let's head to the back page, and it's cricket, lovely cricket. As mentioned, we won the first game. We just lost literally some minutes ago, and Ian will give you some more details in that regard. But we are looking too bad in New Zealand. I must say, we are looking too bad at all. All right, so kudos to the men in maroon. Let's keep marching on. I want to remind you, World Cup qualifying action resumes at the Hazley Crawford Stadium. It's a Thursday game, Thursday, November 13th. Kickoff time, 8 p.m. It's a must-win. Well, every game would have been a must-win, but you see, this last two games here down in the dregs, it's a must. Anything other than a win, well, it's curtains. Still very much on a thin thread, but we're going forward, still brave, and I am optimistic. All the best to Coach York and the squad. We head now to the brief, and we are treating with the breakfast shed reopening. Yes, a major intervention came via former Minister Lahunt. Yes, well, he's now a financial consultant. Well, he's always been in finance, obviously, big finance man, but major intervention from former government minister Robert Lahunt, who wrote various letters to institutions on behalf of the tenants. As a matter of fact, he would have made the claim that the classification they were under in terms of TNTech, what they were paying was way above the threshold. It should have been thousands less. They were paying around getting bills between $13,000 to $14,000, when really and truly it should be closer to $3,000 to $5,000. And let's be real, the breakfast shed was part of the fabric of the city. I mean, I eaten by breakfast shed since it was literally the breakfast shed. It was a real galvanized structure, wooden bench. To be quite honest, I don't know. I mean, a breakfast shed, I still go there now. Well, when they were open and I'll go back. But there was something about when the building was that old galvanized wooden structure. The food to me had a certain soul. Don't get me wrong, it's still nicer, but I really had liked it in that original structure. Of course, the city made some improvements. We step up the thing aesthetically, so they put this new structure there. And I still go. I mean, the breakfast shed, people know me. I go by one particular lady. I've been going there for years. Nice callaloo, best pie, stew chicken, ooh la la. But they closed the doors. But I'm happy. They're back up and running. And, it's one of those institutions in the city. So kudos there to the breakfast shed. Glad they're open. Well, the Business Guardian, we're going to talk about Guyana this morning. Anthony Wilson is going to step in next. Oh, he's in person. Fantastic. Well, my colleague is in the building. Can't wait. So Guyana wants to be the manufacturing hub. And, of course, they have their energy sector, well-oiled, no pun intended, moving ahead. So Guyana is in conversation this morning, along with other developments via our Business Guardian. Anthony joins me live on set. Great one, as always. Thanks for tuning in. See you soon.
Move from CXC to your business management degree in just over 2 years with the globally and ACTT-recognized ABE qualification at CTS College. Students with limited CSEC passes or mature candidates with work experience can enroll. Each level can be completed in under 6 months, with a diploma awarded upon completion of each level and a bachelor's degree awarded at the end of the entire program. Contact CTS College today and ask about our flexible payment terms.
No, this is Radica Trading, you know that? And them have everything to cover anything. Radica Trading have the best fabric designs for your upholstery needs, yeah? The furniture, car, boat, and even material for school bags.
This will look really nice on my couch, boy.
They even making pillow too.
Sprang.
Oui.
Oh, shucks, I forget my money.
Serious?
They could pay for it for me.
Me and my big mouth boy, I wonder if Radica get thing to cover mouth yet.
Radica Trading, 4 locations nationwide.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
At Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise Inn. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center.
Step into the Christmas season at Tile Depot. 12 by 12 tiles, $750. 17 by 17, $975. 18 by 18, $995. 20 by 20, $15.95. And 22 by 22, only $20. Visit Tile Depot Limited, Bagney Trace Chase Village. Call 234-4402.
Southern Food Basket. Quality food to fill your basket. Get it all at Southern Food Basket. Fresh goods on every aisle with best prices. For the best market around, high quality meats pound for pound. Get the best for less, start shopping. Go to Southern Food Basket. shopping how you like it. High quality at the best prices. Every aisle just wide and spacious. So spend less at Southern Food Basket. Good food at great prices for sure. Come get what you're looking for.
For this survey, we're asking for the top answer only. Name a place where you might stand on a scale.
At home.
At home! Clive?
For the win, Steve, the doctor's office.
2 families, 1 game, endless fun. Who will walk away with the prize? Family Feud, weekdays at 5:30 p.m. only on CNC3.
Well, my colleague Anthony is here. I wish we could talk all morning. We always have such vibrant discussions, but we have to get into our business, a Guardian breakdown, and we are going to head to the land of many waters, Guyana, our neighbors down south. I mean, their energy machinery is well oiled, as I said, no pun intended, but now they're focusing on manufacturing. And they've also had major discussions as it pertains to agriculture, and they being the food basket of the region. So Guyana looking to capitalize on all fronts.
Yep, indeed, yes. And I think the focus of their capitalization on all fronts is that they're going to get natural gas coming through their grid, perhaps sometime as soon as next year. And that natural gas is going to be used to power an electricity station. And the hope is that the cost of electricity is going to go down by more than half, which would allow them to sell electricity cheaply to manufacturers. And I think they see the cheap electricity as being their competitive advantage in very much the same way that cheap electricity was and perhaps still is the competitive advantage for Trinidad and Tobago. Cheap natural gas coming out from offshore mainly, coming through the NGC grid and being sold to TNTech, sold with air quotes, has allowed Trinidad and Tobago to sell natural gas at a low price to local manufacturers.
Yeah.
And that is what Guyana is promising in the near future.
Well, I'm seeing they're also looking for collaboration. How important is that cross-fertilization with Trinidad and Tobago to get their manufacturing product to scale?
All right, so I read Mr. Khan's comments about collaboration and cooperation. And I took that with a grain of salt because the Guyanese have been very focused on local content when it comes to energy projects and even energy services projects, energy services companies. So when Mr. Rafiq Khan, who is head of their Manufacturers and Services Association, quite interestingly, when he speaks about collaboration, I would think that needs to come from a Guyanese government minister. The president, Dr. Irfan Ali, or the vice president, Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. It's good coming from the head of the Manufacturers Association in Guyana, but I think the call for collaboration with regard to the development of the manufacturing hub in Guyana really needs to come from a high government official.
Noted indeed. I want to head to your story. Again, another very potent question you're asking this week. Is TNT entering the Valley of Debt? Question mark.
Yeah. So that headline is, of course, for those who are old enough to remember and those who are interested in economics, is based on a thin book that deceased Professor Dennis Panton wrote maybe decades ago. I believe that book was titled Into the Valley of Debt. So my piece in this morning's paper looks at TNT's current debt stock and its debt to GDP ratio, and it adds some of the $19 billion in borrowing that the government proposes to do in the 2026 financial year. And it comes to a conclusion that if that borrowing goes through, if the government crystallizes the $19 billion in debt, in borrowing, that our debt to GDP ratio at the end of the 2026 financial year could be 93%. Yeah, it's now 85%. And I calculated that part of the $19 billion in borrowing is going to go to refinance existing debt. It's going to go to pay interest for the 2026 financial year. And it's going to go into a sinking fund, which is something that is set aside to ensure that debt can be paid in the future.
Indeed.
But the balance of the, to be very precise, $18.96 billion proposed borrowing, when you subtract out all of those refinancings and debt interest payments and so on, the balance of that is $11.29 billion. And therefore, if that is added to TNT's debt at this point, or in the 2026 financial year, we get close to 92%.
And that is indeed a cause for concern.
It is a cause for concern.
Well, you'll see more via Anthony's story inside this week's Business Guardian. Another story, the final one that grabbed my attention. Now, the entire article this week, it's really impactful, but there is one here, Geisha's story, where she speaks to Venezuelans leaving and employees grieving, farms, restaurants, supermarkets feeling the pinch as migrants exit. I had no idea. And where are they leaving to? They're leaving as in the country, or they're just leaving certain jobs to do their own thing? What's going on the ground?
So the impression I get from on the ground and also from Geisha's quite excellent story is that it could be a little bit of both. That some of our Venezuelan neighbors may be leaving their existing jobs, but staying in the country. Others of them may be leaving the country. And of course, we live here. We know that the geopolitical situation between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago is quite tense. Venezuelan government officials and even the opposition in Venezuela have railed against the Prime Minister and the current administration. And then there is a discussion about fewer work permits being issued to Venezuelans in 2025 than in previous years. So all of that is giving an indication of the tension in the relations between Venezuela and Trinidad and Tobago. And I think nobody wants to live in a place where the situation is as tense between governments as it is here now. Yeah.
Well, I mean, this was quite an eye-opening story for me, and I implore all those looking on this morning to get your copy of your Business Guardian inside the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian on this Thursday morning. Anthony, as always, great to get details. I'll give you the final say.
Yeah, I just want to make a final point about Geisha's story, and it is that some people tabulate the cost of Venezuelans in Trinidad and Tobago, and they come to a high number. But nobody has tabulated the contributions that Venezuelans make to the economy of Trinidad and Tobago in very, very many ways. If I had an extra half an hour, I'd be able to elaborate on some of those ways. But there's no doubt that they make a substantial contribution to the economy.
Of course, and that is clear for all to see. If you can't see that, I guess you live in a pelty kush.
Yeah.
On a mountain top, don't do that.
Yeah.
Anthony, great to see you, man.
Great to see you in person.
For sure, always a joy. Anthony Wilson touching base with us. Up next, we get ready for the launch of Carnival 2026. Yes, indeed, you're seeing some action in Port of Spain. Well, the city will be alive tomorrow, Friday the 7th, and with me, Commissioner of the Board of NCC, Beverly Ramsey Moore, to give all the intimate details as we launch Carnival and all the majesty and magic that surrounds the festival for 2026. It's happening tomorrow in Port of Spain. Full details after the break.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gallo Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Presenting the most modern pharmaceutical facility in the country. Food Basket Hyperfarm Pharmacy Food Basket Complex, Arima. We stock the widest range of health and beauty products, baby supplies, stationery, fragrances, and cosmetics. Our organic, sugar, and gluten-free products cater to vegans and the health conscious. A wide assortment of dispensary medication and over-the-counter items at the most affordable prices. Make Hyperfarm Pharmacy your choice. Located on the compound of Food Basket Complex, Arima.
Victor, why are you still living with bad odors? Instantly refresh your spaces with Febreze. Smell like leftover fried food? Instant freshness. Febreze, your home smelling fresh and clean. Find the limited edition at your favorite store or supermarket.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Pain. So it's like I have no pain since using Omega XL.
For those who try Omega XL and they say it didn't work, try it again.
Remember, you deserve the best. Choose Omega XL.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Commissioner of the Board under the umbrella of the NCC, Beverly Ramsey Moore, joins me. Always a pleasure to have Ms. Ramsey Moore in studio. Every conversation, it's impactful because we are treating with culture, whether it's pan or in this regard, we are treating with all the elements under the carnival umbrella. And we're launching already. Imagine that carnival launching tomorrow.
The thing starts.
Oh, Papa.
It is here.
So I'm passing this morning and I'm seeing all kind of stuff setting up by the promenade and it looked like stage. That's where it's going down?
Definitely.
Oh, Papa.
Definitely. The promenade is a pedestrian-friendly zone. It's a people-friendly zone. And we felt as a board that it was very important to bring the carnival in the city of Port of Spain, to start it right there. As you know, the city is the heartbeat. And because there is a new direction in terms of where we want to go with respect to our festivals, we thought it best to bring it to where the people gather, bring it to the heartbeat, the city of Port of Spain.
Is there going to be a procession element and then you have the grand climax there, the promenade, or is everything going to happen in that space?
Well, you know, it's going to happen in that space, but we have our characters, our carnival characters, whether it's a baby doll, whether it's the Blue Devils, whatever, those traditional characters, they are going to be moving around, interacting with the people. You know, the baby doll, she wants to find the baby's dad and all of that. So you just think it's going to be really, really fun within that period, 9 o'clock when it starts, and then by midday, you have the Steel Band champions, Exodus, Republic Bank Exodus, and so there's going to be that element.
Lunchtime, pan?
Yeah,
okay.
Pan in the place, you know. And then later on in the day, you have a kids zone. So the children, the future, they are going to be there and they will be given an opportunity to participate. As you know, our theme for 2026 is You Will Love This. And I say you will love this even better than it was before. And then later on in the evening, your time, when you have all the major soca artists who are going to be there to perform. But you know what? It does not just stay there. After we have that grand launch in the city of Port of Spain, on Friday, which is tomorrow. On my birthday.
Oh, congratulations. Yes.
I'm getting to be a bigger girl.
Yeah.
So after that happens, on Sunday, at the Queen's Park Savannah, on the drag, the legacy, the Steel Pan legacy, ours to love, ours to cherish, it will be the launch of Panorama 2026. On Sunday, you're going to have all those big bands there. You're going to have the Lavantil Rhythm section because you're going to have African drummers. You're going to have all the drummers that you can think about because it's a legacy, ours to love, ours to cherish. And immediately after that, you know the Panorama starts on Wednesday next week.
Serious? What, prelims?
Prelims start for the single pan category.
One time.
And it starts in the eastern region. And we start there, and we are going to have all those major single pan bands because the eastern region is really strong with single pan bands. The champions for the single pan category they are from the eastern region, and so we start right there on Friday night, starting at 7. Not Friday night, Wednesday night, next week, Wednesday night. And the judging starts, and we'll be moving throughout Trinidad and Tobago with the single pan category, and then they have the finals by the end of November.
Wow, this is tremendous. So the ball is rolling. And I guess when a season is a short season, you kind of, I guess you have to be very early with your launch and your planning phase.
Correct. You know, we say there is no season for pan. And one of the things that we have done successfully under my leadership is that we have separated the categories. You know, before we had to cram all of the competition into the January, February space. And nobody had time with single pan. Nobody had time with small and medium. The big event was large band finals. And then you had the large and the medium, but now we have separated it. So we have single pan category in November. By December, we start small. Early January, we have the small finals, and then we move into the medium, and then the large and Carnival Saturday night. But it's very, very interesting. And, I feel the energy already, based on the initial soft launch that was held at Napa, and now you're bringing it in the people's face, in the people's space, which is in the heartbeat, the city of Port of Spain. So I can't wait myself as a commissioner to see how it unfolds tomorrow morning on the promenade. So we want all of Trinidad and Tobago to rest down your pot and come because there will be free food.
Yes.
Some free food, but there will be vendors.
Yes.
Because you know, Carnival is a major economic earner. And sometimes it grieves and pains me when you hear people talk about, oh, so much money for Carnival, and they're spending how much money for Carnival, and whatever. But listen, it is a major economic earner, revenue earner for the country. Based on the investment, the country generates close to $1 billion. When you think about how it trickles down and they spin off from the hotel, you know, like Carnival, all them hotels.
Yeah, booked.
And the rates gone.
Yeah.
High up. The car rentals, the man who's transporting the players, the maxi taxi drivers, the trucks. Think about those who rent in the cars. Everybody benefits, and with the panoramas, because we have extended the season, it would mean that the panyards are able to generate revenue for themselves. The nutsman getting something early from November, the Beneball lady, the one who's selling wings and fries coming in the panyard, and so the country starts to generate revenue. Everybody gets a little piece of the action.
Yeah, of course, it's our ecosystem, well-oiled machinery.
The entire ecosystem benefits.
All major competitions in the realm of the Kaiso, the parade, the bands, everything is in place for 2026.
Everything is in place. As you know, we have the representatives from the special interest groups, the major components of the Carnival, which is Mass, Pan, and Calypso. All right, we know that there are other groups that NCC works with respect to the Chutney Soca and also the Soca. We expect to see, you know, that Carnival Fantastic Friday. We really hope that we could generate that feel again. We see even in Tobago, where they just concluded their Tobago Panorama. We saw that the Soca Titans is growing, and the Tobago Carnival is growing, because Carnival is a Lego. Relax. Something that, you know, you feel unique about and special about, and really and truly, I think Carnival 2026 will be different.
Is there going to be a major marketing strategy and campaign to try to get some people back into, well, namely the March Gras? I know the Calypso Fiesta is well subscribed, but I remember the days of going to the March Gras with my mom, and we would have to go grandstand, and North Stand will be filled, and you'll have to have the performers singing to both sides. We're talking about the glory days of 86 with David Rudder, I saw it live. 87 with Stalin, I saw it live. 88 Crew, Common Entrance, I saw it live. Right into the 90s, and I remember when Sparrow made his return, and it was the hottest ticket in the town, and we have seen where the March Gras, for some reason, could barely get the grandstand filled, and we have so many different events and options at the point in time. That Sunday night, you know, you have your all-inclusive product, you have different fets happening here, there, and everywhere. What's your strategy to really get that particular that legacy product back on its legs?
Okay, so what has happened already at NCC is that they have beefed up their marketing department.
Okay.
Because that is very important. We saw it happening in Pantrinbigo, since we would have beefed up our marketing department, brought on the professionals on board, and so that is why you can see the massive sellout of our events. As you know, Junior Panorama, Savannah Party, large band finals, Savannah Ramout, filled. And as a matter of fact, I just want to say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, do not wait to purchase your tickets 2 days before Savannah Party, North Stand tickets, so that we have any more confusion in the space. Tickets are on sale already. And I want to say that the tickets have been sold up. Up to yesterday, I was in the office. Somebody came in, they wanted 100 tickets, because people are forming themselves in small groups. You know? So, for example, you and your friends, you planning a line, you're getting your own T-shirts, and it's 100 of you, and you get your friends, and you all put your money, pool your money together, and you're buying the tickets in bulk. So that is already happening. And the same thing is going to happen now at NCC, as they have a new strategy in terms of marketing, and then the vice chairman of NCC, he's very powerful in that area. That's his forte, and because of that, I believe that we are going to definitely see more people attending the shows like the March Gras and all of them, because, listen, the thing has changed so much in Trinidad and Tobago now, in that We have so many competing events. Everybody have a boat ride here, a breakfast party there, this going on. Within that space that we have blocked ourselves into that, hurry up with the Christmas, get through the carnival before Lent. Trinidad and Tobago is a carnival city. We should be having carnival every day of the year. The Queen's Park Savannah should come alive. That space, the promenade, you know, when I think of the promenade, I think of it's Times Square.
Yes, yeah.
But the space should be brighter. You should be seeing billboards, you looking up. That space should be a tourist-friendly space. We need to clean up that promenade. When I say clean it up, I know what I'm talking about.
No, I know, trust me.
And get that promenade.
Power wash, disinfect.
Full words. Clean it up. And so we are starting, NCC has decided to bring the carnival in the city to start the cleansing.
Bring back the life to the
cleansing.
I love it. I love it.
Start the cleansing.
Well, the cleansing begins tomorrow on your birthday.
Right.
Happy birthday.
Oh,
yes. Enjoy.
I'm a bigger girl now.
Oh, my goodness. From 9 a.m., a matter of fact.
From 9 a.m.
You know, full throughout the entire day. Lunchtime, you could get your pan, and in the evening when the sun sets, soca jamming.
Time to go down low.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So the things start. We are ready to roll out Carnival. We are ready. All the groups, TUCO, TTCBA, Pan Trinbago, and all those other groups that NCC supports, we are ready for Carnival 2026.
Well, Commissioner Ramsey Moore, I want to thank you for sharing all the details. For those coming into the city today, you will see the preparation happening as we speak. Tents going up, you can see the entire layout. It's right there, obliquely opposite, that Starbucks area there, kind of, that in the heart, where the stage is there.
Yes, and just give me one moment. I cannot leave here today and not shout out my dad, Hugh Ramsey of Blackrock, Tobago, the oldest man in Blackrock, Tobago. Happy birthday to you, a steel pan pioneer. Happy birthday. Today is your 90th birthday. We celebrate you, we bless you, and we're going to do our thing. On Saturday, I'm coming home to celebrate you on Saturday. May God continue to bless you, Daddy. We love you so much.
Wow, so Dad, yourself, kind of,
That's right.
1-2. Amazing. Good stuff.
Yes.
Well, congrats, and we look forward to the launch of Carnival 2026. We'll take the pause, we come back, and we're going to move the Mental Health Matters segment a little bit earlier this morning, so Johanse steps in from, now, straight till 7. Johanse IODK up next.
Ping pong, from Charles Chocolates, Consinta flavor. Ping pong, everybody wants some. Roasted peanuts is the true #1. Ping pong, you better get a handful. This chocolate is so incredible. What's the snack everybody craves for? Ping pong, Consinta flavor. Chocolate coated peanuts. Delicious, top class, A+. Ping pong, from Charles Chocolates, Consinta flavor.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services. We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance, but we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, Endeavour, Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
PRW's Thanksgiving sale is now on this November. We're giving thanks to God and all of our local customers. Up to 75% discount on selected items. Join us for our Family Fun Day on the 4th of November at or around West location. Come, have a fun day with us and enjoy refreshments, free giveaways, games, and massive discounted prices. Tell your family and friends. Call us today at 285-9779.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Mental health matters, Johansi RDK. We have moved Johansi up a little bit earlier, and it's a very important talking point because Johansi is suggesting when he's asking the question, what will you do for $1 million? And I guess the million is a signature number. There are many who, you know, they think of a reach, you know, $1 million, you know, that's a kind of benchmark in a lot of people's mind. And I guess when you get to the million, those who have, you know, you get to that place, what they don't realize is that you want more. You know, that's
plenty.
Yeah, you know, you want to get a next million and a next million, and then you want to get a billion, and it goes on and on. You can never satisfy, I guess, that human desire. But nonetheless, what will you do for $1 million?
Right, and you're correct to give it context because $1 million is metaphoric, right?
Metaphoric, yes.
Is a lot of money, is a lot of where people strive towards.
Yeah.
Now I'm asking that question because I realize because people want that benchmark, whether it's money or not, they would override some of the limits they put on themselves to do it, which means you always had the capacity to do it. So let me give you an example. If I tell somebody you need to go to the gym every day for a month, right? They might say, I don't really want to do that. If I say, I'll give you $1 million, they go in. So which means they have the capacity. So anything, or mostly anything, you think you can't do, if you ask yourself. So if I tell a child, you have to study every evening 2 hours, oh God, I don't want to study, I'll give you $1 million.
Well, and I'm glad that you phrased it on positive side of the equation, but what about those who are given sometimes a particular option that will be contrary to their ideals, their morals and values for that same $1 million?
Well, you see, that's a good question. You see that word contrary you use because all of us, right? All of us do things, well, most of us do things based on value. However we value it. So of course, everybody different would have different values. So if I say I wouldn't lie, that's my values, but I am presented with $1 million, what I had to realize is you could only say that because it wasn't presented with $1 million, right? Many times people think we are good people and moral people, but we never really face with anything to really know if we're good or moral or not.
To test it.
I remember a quote that says, a good man, right? A good man is weak, right? And a bad man who decides to be good is strong. Because the good man never really faced with anything. So he's saying, well, I'm good, I will never do X, Y, Z. But he never was really faced with it. And for each person, yes, it's good to have a baseline of values and morals. But how you really know if he's a good person? Well, I have the ability to hurt this person, but you know what? I'm not going to do it. And that's how you know whether you're good or not.
You know, well said, because there are many who suggest, if I was heard the saying, everybody have a price. Everybody got their price. And there are some people who, they compromise their values. They go totally contrary and they move away from what might be some kind of established norm to achieve monetary wealth. This same $1 million, this benchmark, this landmark, this milestone of success in people's mind. Is it true? Everybody have the price, you want to say?
Yes, and coming even from a mental health standpoint, because all of us construct who we are in some way based on, again, how we grow up, maybe a religion, maybe experiences, etc. You construct that, right? And then sometimes you say, this is me. But there are certain things you never faced in life before. And then when you face it and you compromise, right, or be contrary, as you say, to your values, sometimes you start to feel shame about yourself. Now, I'm saying to people listening and viewing also, sometimes don't look at it as shame. Look at it as, I've never experienced this before, so I really don't know how I will deal with it. So now when you're faced with it, you get to really understand who you are. And when you understand who you are, now you could reshape yourself in a way that is more healthy for you.
Yeah, because I mean, most people will speak, you know, when you're having discussions, they will speak in terms of the possibility if it presented itself, but there is a whole different dynamic that comes into play when it's real, when the money is, or the opportunity, or you could physically see it, or someone really steps in and says, hey, if you do X, Y, Z, you will receive X amount. And, you know, I guess there are people too, you want to say, who walk away, who hold their head high and say, nah, you know, based on their particular faith, their family, you know, not wanting to bring shame to family, probably to themselves ultimately. There are many who walk away, but then there's a massive cross-section who run headfirst into the uncertainty and the danger for the said $1 million or more.
Right, and those people who run headfirst into it, depending on the reasoning, they can still hold their head high, you know, because...
How about you answer? If you compromise, if you do something totally contrary, you know, I mean, I try to find out how, I mean, yes, the money will make you comfortable, you have all the amenities, but somewhere in the back of your mind, you'll know that, you know, you went below the white line for this said money?
It depends when you understand who you really are, because plenty of people construct these morals and values sometimes based on weakness, you know, right? So let me give you an example. Like say a man say, well, I don't fight, I'm not violent, but deep down they know the fright. The car really fight, the car really face it, right? Some people would say, I would never cheat on my spouse or cheat, but nobody running them down, there's no temptation. So they can't really say it, right?
Yes.
And then it has some people like, you know, the Kim Kardashians, you know, people who are sex tape and all things come on. And some people say, well, that is me. If you understand what I'm saying, that is me, that is who I am. So it's not necessarily judgment on what you would do for the money versus understanding why you would do it, right? And each person understanding why, because this is who I am and this is what I would do for it. So I'm not even going morality or not. It's being able to synchronize who you think you are with who you really are. And that is the important part, and that's the part that makes somebody healthy. So even if somebody is, I just going some kind of porn star or anything, and I'm not encouraging that, or they're doing something, I'm not even saying crime either, but they're doing something, you know what, let me give you it's simple, I'm working a job I don't like. That is also compromising the stance because I don't like working this.
So really when you're tested, you really understand your mettle, because they always say the great captain is a great captain because he was able to maneuver through the currents, the rough seas.
You sound like my father did. I'm my father's favorite quote.
Yeah, the amazing pilot is the pilot that is able to handle the turbulence. Or when an engine shuts down, stable. Look at the man who landed the plane on the Hudson. You can't question him that he's a boss pilot.
Right.
It's only really when you're in a scenario you really understand your mettle, I guess. And based on this, what will you do for $1 million? Only really when it's presented, whether the motivation is a good one or somebody's probably trying to test you. You will really know your mettle. I think this is one where this is really a genuine answer for every individual. Nobody can answer this other than yourself.
Yeah, exactly, because we would say, well, I would never do this. I could only do this. Even sportsmen, no matter under what conditions, I will do X, Y, Z. And then when you side down, you see you can't play anymore, your head down. Right? Something happened in life, you can't bat anymore. So that's how we really tense. And even our pilot, you see, he could have said before he's a boss pilot, but where's the proof now? Now we had the proof. So it's very important, I'm saying, to align who you think you are with who you are, and sometimes that's only possible through experience.
But let me ask you this, in the time that remains, is it okay to formulate these possibilities in your mind and come up with a determination? So like for me, because of, I'll use a quick example, because of the crime that exists in Trinidad, I've already presented in my mind if the possibility exists, or if somebody comes to me, how I will operate. And because of that, when I was in a scenario, I operated in the exact same way. Calm, cool, cooperative. I want to preserve life. You want the wallet? You want a watch? I'm not fighting up. And I was very cool. I was the coolest man in the room. Do you think this is something where people need to analyze, okay, if somebody comes to me with a proposal, should I go forward? Should I refuse? Is this a scenario you could wrap wrong in your mind before it becomes a reality?
Yes, I agree with you, because formulating it first is very necessary, but formulate it based on the reality of yourself. Because there are some people who say, if a man, let me use the same example, if a man come and rob me, nah, I'm not taking that. I go and take the gun from him, like, you watch a movie and you see something that happened. Now, I'm not saying some people can't do that. Some people probably have the ability to. But most times you ought to know yourself. You ought to know where you could take. Well, I could do 3 courses in university or 4 courses. I real bright. I could study, and then when it reached and you had to study every night, you realize you can't really do it, because the plan you make, it wasn't based in reality. So it's okay to do the plan. Of course, you could visualize. Of course, you could try to come up with a hypothetical situation, but still do it based on reality. So again, aligning who you think you are with who you really are.
Closing remarks, you answer?
Nation, what would you do for $1 million? We have the ability to do so much, but understanding what is important to you is necessary. Align your goals with your values, and don't make life complicated, because even though life is not easy, it's really not that hard. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, really not that hard, and it's important to have these frank and open conversations with friends. I'm happy to have that discussion, the discussion with you, Hansi, but it's the most important to have it with yourself. Analyze it and have that conversation with yourself and play it through your mind, so at least you have a little template to work with if these scenarios and realities present themselves. With that being said, we get ready for the 7 a.m. news update. We come back much more after 7. Remember, from 7:30, the morning shot with Ian Wilson. In-depth look at sport right here on the Morning Brew.
Do you think all dishwashing soaps are the same? With some, they require more effort, and they don't wash as much. Try Dawn and discover its grease cleaning power. Dawn removes stuff grease easier and faster than others. Additionally, it foam lasts 50% more. With Dawn, you use less product to clean more dishes and save with every wash. Dawn, triple grease cleaning power.
Good morning. I am Jen Sullivan with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. Still battered and bruised, Philippine gardener Vijay Raghunandan says a home invasion has left his family traumatized and robbed of everything.
Every dollar that everywhere I work hard for in my whole life, they took it. The only thing they didn't take is my life.
Around 3 a.m. on Tuesday, 6 masked bandits armed with guns broke into their home. Raghunandan, his wife, and 5 children ages 23 to 7 were tied up and terrorized.
3 o'clock in the morning, I heard a noise, right? Well, they were sleeping strong, but I was not sleeping. I heard a noise, badang. When I heard that noise, they say police, right? As I was sleeping, as I just move, they don't bust open the next door. The inside door is what is called it? Hollow. Yeah, hollow door. So they hit that one kick and they come in and they started pointing the gun at me. Where the money?
The 53-year-old father says the ordeal lasted less than 30 minutes, but to them, it felt like hours.
They said they hit me one gun butt here, in my head. Then they hit me a next gun butt in my eye, right? And then they hit me one gun butt in my lip, right? Well, in this region, right? Right. And they say tie up all of them. So the tie strapped me, the tie strapped she, well, that's what I seen in the room, because I was in the room. The tie strapped all of it, even down to my little son, which is 7-year-old.
Raghunandan says he was also kicked and cuffed repeatedly as they threatened to kill them all, and now they are terrified to stay in their home. Raghunandan is now asking Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar, who resides a short distance away, for assistance. And in an immediate response, Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar admitted that her government must work harder to ensure citizens feel safe. After being sworn in as Prime Minister, Persad-Bissessar promised citizens that within 6 months of her government's term, they will feel safer. To achieve this, the Prime Minister reaffirmed that stand your ground legislation will be brought to Parliament before the end of 2025. The Prime Minister said while serious crimes, including murders and robberies, have decreased, many citizens still feel unsafe. She emphasized the need to clamp down on home invasions, vehicle thefts, and other violent crimes. She said the government must work harder to improve public safety and restore confidence in the justice system. Those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
Growing your food business begins here at Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center. The turnaround is fast, from container to cold storage to pickup trucks. And when we deliver, product integrity is maintained with our highly respected vehicle-powered chilling systems. So come on down to Southern Food Basket Wholesale Distribution Center, where a whole new experience awaits.
It's a beautiful day at the Oval, and opening the bowling from the Palm Grove end is Sean Bishop. And here he comes charging in, right arm over the wicket. Powell takes a huge swing. Richardson is under it. Whoa! That was a spectacular catch. Big things ahead for this new crop of youngsters. The future is bright.
4:20 in the morning, my baby is calling. She tell me she want to know, girl. Yeah! This is your Ragamafukuta representative for Angostura 420, a premium rum drink. 420. Rough wine, balance on it. Drink a 420, relax a bit. 420 we drinking. I tell you 420 we drinking. Rough wine, balance on it. Drink a 420, relax a bit. 420 we drinking. 420. Yeah.
ASP Russell joins me on set for the Police and News segment. I want to thank Officer Russell, as always, for the time, for the counsel. And this morning especially, we're going to treat with parents, talk directly to the parents. We're seeing some concerning videos. I must say kudos to the officers. I saw officers getting involved in a recent fracas there in Barataria, and they put some order to the madness I saw in Tobago, where some students are now having to answer some serious questions as it pertains to a most brutal fight in this space. So I realized that it's a kind of zero tolerance. I got that impression from the commissioner's inaugural address. He said publicly that it's going to be a different reality going forward, and I think the onus would be primarily on the parents. Children, developing minds, they make mistakes. We were all there, Officer Russell, so I know we understand the challenges and the concerns, and with the advent of social media, there's so many different layers they have to treat with in this modern time. But the parents, we are parents, and I hold my son accountable, you hold your children accountable, and I think we need to really speak in a very serious manner to the parents on this Thursday morning. Officer Russell, welcome.
Thanks, it's a pleasure being here. First of all, let me say good morning on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the Deputy Commissioners, Assistant Commissioners, and members of the 1st and 2nd Division of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Let me first say we thank the officers and we commend the officers who got themselves involved in that fracas to quell the situation. And
because I heard it was brutal. Even some of the neighbors said it's one of the worst they would have seen in the space in Barataria.
Yeah, and I think the aggression of these children, leave a great cause for concern. We are constantly asking ourselves what is really taking place in the homes of these individuals to see that they have such aggression. Some of them even they would fight in the presence of police officers.
So even when you're on the scene, you could give me probably a personal example. You pull up on the scene, whereas back in the day, we would have straightened up.
These children still engaging?
The children would still engage. You have to actually get involved. There was a situation where this new school-oriented policing initiative where we have the police officers in school, and one officer was locked in a classroom. And I mean, there was a total disregard and disrespect for authority. And the parents who are in charge, and I say parents who are in charge because I want the parents and the guardian to understand that they are in charge of your home. You must train that child in the way that you want them to be. You must be able to observe a child. Be a part of your children's lives. Go into their bedrooms, search their school bags, have conversations with them as to what is going on in school, what is going on in their life, how are they feeling. Speak with their teachers. Do these random visits to their schools because the children want to know that my mother or father or my guardian cares.
To the parent who's really trying their best, but it's almost like they're spinning up in mud, their hands tied, they just can't seem to break through, they can't seem to get through, the child doing their own thing. How could we help that parent? I mean, they're really trying their best, but like, the best is just not enough.
Well, we have some agencies, the Community Conflict Resolution Center, which is up at Maraca St. Joseph. You can email them, communityresolutioncenter@gmail.com. You have Childline, 800-4321. And other agencies that would be there to offer free counseling. Now, it starts with you, the parent, being observant and paying attention. You must be able to understand your child to a point, what triggers them, what makes them angry. You must be able to look at. One of the things I always remembered, when my mother could always look at me and tell when I'm telling a lie, you know. That is how connected we were, you know. She would watch me say, you lie.
Certain body language, she would know.
She would just know. I could not have lied. I mean, I still used to lie. And the repercussions, I deal with the repercussions after. But we have to really take that charge, have conversations with the children, let them put down the cell phone and put down everything. How was your day? What is going on? Speak to me. Sometimes, because we have to understand that the child you are seeing before you at home is not the same child in school among their peers. Research has shown where the frontal cortex of the brain continues to develop till about the mid-20s. So that child, especially in this social media age where a lot of them look to social media to dictate how they live, how they're supposed to live, and what determines a good or a bad lifestyle. We as parents have to manage that and get on top of that. And let your children know what is actually seen on social media is not really the true lifestyles. These are influencers.
What's your advice for the parents who would either hear or see firsthand via a viral video their child on the receiving end of violence, of some kind of attack, of being bullied, and the parent is enraged? You know, we hear parents say time and time again, I would sit down in jail from a child, not my poo-poo. I'm not going through that, and there is a particular anger, justified I would imagine in some regards, where a parent will want retribution, they'll want their own justice. What's your advice for that parent who is feeling that pain this morning and they want to take up fire rage for their child who was on the receiving end of violence?
Right, so first of all, let me start by saying, right, and my mother always said to me, in her days of teaching, my mother was a teacher, and she said, there were children coming to school and they would get 0 every day. The parent would not come in school for that. The day you discipline that child, the parent finds themselves in school. So caring for your child is not only about when they're abused in school, but is being and taking an active role in your child's life. That being said, what I would want to see is that parents, you know, really get involved. Allow the police to do their work, because at that point in time, your child could be the victim. But let me paint this scenario. So you are so upset and cannot control your emotions. You go there and you decide to hit back the child that hit your child. You would have now committed an offense. So you're looking at it as your child has been bullied. Your child, yes, indeed, is a victim. But you, the parent who should have known better, are now being placed before the court. Let's say you have a nice corporate job and you now have a criminal record because assault by beating, or could be assault with intent to cause grievous bodily harm, or assault occasioning a wound. Depending on the outcome of that blow, you will have hit that child. Your child is a victim and you now have a record. You are before the court for months, even years, dealing with this matter. Is it really worth it?
And finally, for the citizenry, so like what happened in Barataria, I heard that people who jump out car, neighbors try to get involved. What's your advice? If I'm driving and I see something break out, and I have a son, you know, naturally, these are children, you know, you look at these kids and you say, this could have been my son, could have been my daughter. So you want to, as a citizen, help, you want to quell, you want to come out and say, oh, you cool it. Should I do that, or should I just stay in my car, keep the glass up, and don't get involved? What's your advice for the citizenry? Well, if you're passing by school and you see this kind of all-out brawl taking place?
My advice for the citizens, call the police first, and you can go out and try to part. I will tell you this, it takes a village to raise a child. But based on what is going on now, we need to probably say it takes a country to raise one child. Because had it been your son or your daughter, you would have liked somebody else to part before somebody stabs the individual, somebody hits them or blowing up in a spot that causes a serious injury. So I would not encourage the public to turn a blind eye. What I would ask them to do, call the police first, and then you could make attempts to part. So while you are parting, just in case things escalate, the police should be nearby to further lend their assistance and bring that situation to rest and put those who are culpable before the courts of law. But parents have a responsibility to speak to their children. Parents have a responsibility to take charge, not just parents, but parents and guardians, despite I am the product of a single parent home.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I didn't do too bad. Yes, I did a lot of nonsense. I got a lot of licks as well. But I'm saying that parents, you cannot be afraid to discipline your children. Because you feed them, you clothe them, you send them to school. You pay the rent, you pay the mortgage, you pay the bills. And you can't talk to that child.
Yeah, strong.
I'll be really serious. Is that the society we want?
Well, strong advice, and we'll continue this conversation. This is not a one-off. We'll continue with some of these tips for the parents looking on, and as Officer Russell said, it's for everyone to get involved. Kudos to the officers for timely intervention earlier this week in Barataria, and we hope that this scourge of school violence will be on our back burner. It will be something of the past, but we know that's wishful thinking. We just have to all play our part to try to be our brothers and sisters' keeper. With that, we'll take the pause. We get ready for the Champions of Business, the big awards around the corner. It's November, literally days away, and we come back to get details concerning the Breakthrough Exporter of the Year award. See you soon.
At Bagwansing's, Port of Spain and Chagonas, we are committed to providing quality products for all major building projects. Let's build together with rebars and beams, BRC coils and mats, RHS and angles, roofing sheets and purlins, lumber, plywood and MDF. Bagwansing's, building homes, building communities, building TNT for over 60 years. Bagwansing's, Port of Spain and Chagonas, building value every day.
Christmas season coming, everybody feeling glad. House to paint and shopping, new curtains for mom and dad. PSCU is ready to help you make it right. Loans to fix up your home and gifts to bring the light. Get a loan from PSCU. Call them on the phone, you can rely on PSCU. So bring out the loans. You can bring out the loans. Repairs, bring out the loans. Get consolidation. PSCU, oi, bring out the loans. Let's share the Christmas cheer. Bring out the loans. PSCU is always here. Bring out the loans. Make this Christmas nice. Bring out the loans. Take a loan for the Christmas with PSCU. PSCU Credit Union. On us, you can rely.
Make home yours every day with Courts. Oh yeah. Get value for your money. Courts have the best quality. Home is what you make it. Best prices and good credit. Courts have it all.
Quartz has what you need to make home yours. You can get it all with easy payment plans using Quartz Ready Finance. Quartz, make home yours.
Good morning, Jason, and good morning to all viewers of CNC3, not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but across the world. So many people look at you all on your live stream. I want to thank you for the opportunity to, again, with 1 week away, explain to everyone the significance of these two awards and what they represent. The Breakthrough Exporter of the Year Award and the internationally known TNT-owned Company of the Year. They are really the entities that are flying the flag of Trinidad and Tobago high wherever they go. They started small, and as the saying goes, think local, act global. That's exactly what these companies have done. I want to thank Exim Bank Trinidad and Tobago for again sponsoring the Breakthrough Exporter of the Year. They have really invested in our companies who are trying to make it big on the global scale. And of course, the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, who have continuously supported the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. But so many businesses with so many outstanding initiatives, and they continue to drive business. So I want to remind everyone that it's just a week away, but I know that you're going to find out more from this morning on what these awards are all about and what we can expect.
Some words there from Kiran Maharaj, immediate past president of the TNT Chamber of Industry and Commerce. And around this time of the year, if it's one thing I am guaranteed, is to have a conversation with my good friend Navin Dukaran, the CEO of Exim Bank TNT. So Navin is there, and Seiko Allen from Global Trinidad and Tobago. Seiko is the CEO, so you know it's the conversation with my CEOs, two of my favorites this morning, and this is such a important award. Navin, Seiko, welcome again, my brothers. Good morning.
Thank you. Good morning, Jason, and good morning, Trinidad and Tobago.
That's right. Fellas, I mean, you know, big gala this time around there. We're heading to Hyatt. This is quite a grand one for the 2025 installment. Let me probably start with Navin as to the importance and the significance beyond the shores, as it were, and what this particular award does for, I would say, investor confidence. Elaborate for me, Navin.
Okay, thanks, Jason. First off, Jason, you know, you talk about this time of year, we get to have a conversation. I also enjoy it, and it always reminds me that Christmas coming up.
Yes.
You know? So, you know, you see the decorations going up already, and it's really a nice time of year, and let's see how we could utilize this time of year to generate, you know, positive thoughts and impacts, right? I was looking at, just quickly before I get into it, I was looking at some of your previous segment, and, you know, there's so many different things to do in Trinidad to fix different areas. And, you know, it's good to see, you know, people like the police, like yourself, like Exim Bank, like Sekou and his team. We all have our roles in national service, and we are providing those roles to make Trinidad and Tobago a better place. So why we've joined with the Chamber of Commerce on this particular award, the Breakthrough Exporter of the Year Award, is because this award recognizes a small to medium-sized exporter that is successfully penetrating new markets, right? And one of the great things when you're small and medium-sized and you start to export, you would maybe be able to become a net forex earner much quicker than even a larger company, because they have much more a larger domestic market to serve. And so they have to do a lot more exports to become net forex earning. But a small company starts off with an export mindset, is able to become a net forex earner much more quickly. And we've seen it. I can't say who the winner is, but I believe the winner of the award is one of those as well.
Excellent. Well, you know, that's where Sekou steps in, because when we consider your role as CEO and the mandate to push non-energy exports, is there a particular target? Is there a goal at hand, a short-term, medium-term, and long-term goal? What's the ethos really for Global Trinidad and Tobago?
Great question, Jason. What gets measured gets achieved. So the question on the goal is a very important one. Just to start out by saying that on behalf of the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, we're very honored, happy and honored to be sponsoring this award for all the reasons that Navin just gave. And so, yes, we do actually have a goal. The goal is US $2 billion in exports in the next 2 years and $5 billion in exports in the next 5 years. So the team at Global Trinidad and Tobago, which is the Trinidad and Tobago Trade and Investment Promotion Agency, tasked with growing non-energy exports, again, by $2 billion in the next 2 years, $5 billion in the next 5 years, has its work cut out for us, right? And so in sponsoring this award and working through the Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, we are encouraging, as Navin says, those small exporters that can very quickly become net Forex earners in getting into new markets, doing their market intelligence, their market entry support, supporting their capacity building, and ensuring that they're on an export-ready footprint, while also working with the large exporters that are already exporting to get them into new markets, leverage our trade agreements, and really position Trinidad and Tobago as a global trade hub. So $2 billion, 2 years, $5 billion, 5 years. Jason, I hope to be back on the show in 2 years to tell you of all that we've achieved.
I love that, and I'm glad that there is indeed a target. Keep us posted, and we know it is doable, it is achievable. Let me bring Navin. Of course it is, absolutely. Navin, over the years, you have sponsored this particular award. You've been involved in a very intimate way. Have you seen the momentum? Have you seen in real time, that your involvement being able to truly impact the space?
Yes, well, in fact, on what you call our manufacturing program, we've seen over the last few years that some companies are dropping off, right? They in terms of they just don't ask for any further Forex. And that makes us pleased, because that is actually our goal, is to provide enough Forex for you to accelerate your export earnings to the point where you don't need us. And that's kind of how I know. I don't know for a fact, but the winner of the award, who hopefully, we notice, I don't know if they need us again, right? Some of the larger companies, they never needed us. And so that's the goal, is to really graduate these clients out of the program. And really what we want to do at Exim Bank is to really create that financial launch pad for these, that enables these small and business exporters to really expand. And that's exactly the goal. So you hit it on the head, Jason.
That's right. And of course, Sekou, when we consider, the breakthrough exporter, and then there's also that internationally known TNT-owned company of the year. Probably for those looking on, we could call out so many iconic companies, the names, they ring off the tongue. It's legacy companies. You want to probably share with us, if you want to jump in and share a couple of those legacy companies that would have impacted and probably won this in the years gone by, so that those stepping in could see a template and be motivated.
Yeah, Sekou, you mind if I jump in on it?
Go ahead, Navin.
Okay. Because I just because I've been involved in it a little bit there, some of these larger companies that have really what they call internationally known TNT owned, is that the brand is known, outside, right? And so therefore, you obviously Angostura Limited, you have KC Confectionery,
yes,
you have Carib Brewery, and other companies like Chief Brand Products with spices and so on. So these companies have really got out there, and it's a brand outside.
That's right, putting us on the stage, the business world stage. Sekou, any closing remarks as we wrap things up this morning?
Well, let me tell you, Global Trinidad and Tobago, even when they don't need Navin anymore for Forex, they continue to work with Global Trinidad and Tobago, particularly the large exporters, some of the ones that Navin just spoke to. We do have some challenges, some barriers that we need to continue to break down to ensure that they have ease of entry of their raw materials and ease of exit of their goods, and then ease of entry into the markets that they're getting into. And we want our global brands to continue to expand those brands and find new markets and expand their footprint and continue to not need Exim Bank anymore, but to work with Global Trinidad and Tobago to get them even bigger. But most importantly, we are excited to work with the small and medium-sized enterprises, the ones that can become those net Forex earners very quickly. And so we provide capacity building, market entry support, market intelligence, leveraging our trade agreements, trade missions to ensure that we continue to create globally iconic brands And through this award system with the TT Chamber, that we motivate them to continue to press on to do that, and we recognize them when they achieve it. So we're excited, happy to continue to work with Exim Bank, and again, happy to come back and tell you about all we've achieved in the future. Jason.
Yeah, well, indeed, and I look forward to you guys achieving the targets in the next 2 years. Seiko, all the best. Seiko Allen, CEO of Global Trinidad and Tobago. And now, in the seconds that remain, any parting words? We just have a few seconds before we wrap things up.
Well, Seiko and his team are very humble. I'll just add on one other thing that they do, because I send a lot of clients their way, is when clients are even making domestic investments, looking for land, looking for, different facilities, different things, different approvals, Seiko's team can help shepherd the businesses through the system. So, kudos. You guys are working hard, Seiko, and keep up the good work. And Jason, always a pleasure to be here. And thanks for you to be providing this great national service.
Indeed, thank you so much. And I'll see you guys next week, Thursday, at the Hyatt Regency. As we wrap things up, we head across to Kiran to take us out with some closing remarks as we prepare for the Grand Gala next Thursday at Hyatt Regency.
I'd just like to end by again thanking Guardian Media Limited for supporting this event, and of course all of our sponsors, Calco Limited, Proman, B-Mobile Business, Exim Bank, Trinidad and Tobago, of course Ministry of Trade, Investment and Tourism, Republic Bank, and we have many other supporting sponsors, including Music Radio 97, Southern Sales and Service, National Flour Mills, Nutrimix, Unicoma, Combined Engineering, just all of these companies getting together to say, let us celebrate the successes and the wins, because as business and as people, we understand challenges, but we are building legacies for Trinidad and Tobago. We look forward to welcoming you next week.
PRW's Thanksgiving sale is now on this November. We're giving thanks to God and all of our local customers. Up to 75% discount on selected items. Join us for our Family Fun Day on the 4th of November at our Orangwes location. Come, have a fun day with us and enjoy refreshments, free giveaways, games, and massive discounted prices. Tell your family and friends. Call us today at 285-9779.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chaguanas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Guys, how do you rate your performance in the bedroom? Performance matters. With just one daily dose of Vital Dur, you'll rev up your libido. Vital Dur's blend of natural superfoods to boost energy and increase sex drive. Get your bottle of Vital Dur now.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Food Basket. Food Basket, nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh produce and everything fantastic. For everyday low price, things real nice. Come in once, but to come back twice. Wholesale, retail, everything for you. A remush, I wanna share flavor of you. Food Basket, the nation's #1 supermarket, bakery, restaurant, meat market, fresh producers, everything fantastic. Food Basket, Marketplace Chaguanas, where shopping is a pleasure and the price is right.
The morning shot with Ian Wason is around the corner, but before, let's check in with our daily health tip.
The Daily Health Tip, brought to you by Omega XL, where health is wealth.
Ever pondered how remarkably adaptable our brain is and how diverse circumstances can reconfigure its structure and function? This process is called neuroplasticity, a symbol of our brain's resilience and adaptability. Whether it's dealing with PTSD or partaking in calming meditation, our brain can transform its makeup. Neuroplasticity is key in showing our brain's remarkable versatility. Now let's delve into how these conditions alter the brain's landscape. Emotional trauma from post-traumatic stress disorder overactivates the amygdala, impacting the prefrontal cortex and the hippocampus, leading to emotional reactions and memory problems. Strokes disrupt brain blood flow, impacting speech and muscle control. Alcohol use disorder affects the hippocampus, creating memory issues. Alzheimer's disease interferes with neuron communication, causing memory loss. Migraines affect brain matter due to nerve sensitivity. Brain injuries from concussions cause lasting damage. Bipolar disorder arises from neurotransmitter imbalances, causing mood swings. Multiple sclerosis scars nerves due to immune system attacks. ADHD affects attention network's function. Despite these challenges, there's hope. Activities like meditation increase gray matter, reducing inflammation. Regular exercise improves blood flow and brain cell growth, enhancing cognition. Indeed, our brain is not a static entity, one constantly changing and adapting to different conditions. While some conditions are beyond our control, we can foster brain health. Mindfulness meditation, regular physical exercise, and dietary supplements can enhance cognitive functions. They improve focus, memory, and mental stamina, providing essential nutrients for your brain. Striking a balance is key. One should not overshadow the other. Your choices significantly impact your brain health. Every choice you make can contribute to a healthier brain.
The Daily Health Tip, brought to you by Omega XL, where health is wealth.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
Pain. So like I have no pain since using Omega XL.
For those who try Omega XL and they say it didn't work, try it again.
Remember, you deserve the best. Choose Omega XL.
When the job gets tough, you need energy that lasts. When the night gets long and the deadlines are close, you need energy that sharpens your mind.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488, 701-6680, 728-6786, or visit our website to order.
Feeling drained, run down, or just not at your best? Your body might be missing key nutrients it needs to fight back. This powerful blend delivers high-dose vitamin C for immune defense, vitamin B6 and B12 for energy and brain support, and essential minerals like magnesium, zinc, and potassium to help your body recharge and recover. Whether you're fighting stress, supporting immunity, or bouncing back from a workout, this formula has your back. Fuel your cells, boost your immunity, feel the difference.
PRW's Thanksgiving sale is now on this November. We're giving thanks to God and all of our local customers. Up to 75% discount on selected items. Join us for our Family Fun Day on the 4th of November at or around West location. Come, have a fun day with us and enjoy refreshments, free giveaways, games, and massive discounted prices. Tell your family and friends. Call us today at 285-9779.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show where we talk sport up to the hour of 8 o'clock. We have a lot to talk about this morning, the Special Olympic Games. We have